How's it going, guys? Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here. We're out here on the Beta 300RR. We've also got the KTM 300XC over there, and Logan is on that Honda CRF 250X. We're doing some cool stuff today. We're actually up under the shell here, the backside of Timpanogos. I could try and tell you where we are, but most of it wouldn't matter. Point is, this Beta is running really well. I'm still not in love with the forks. I have been playing with them. I've messed around. Everything about the bike is fine. It's got plenty of power. It's pretty predictable. It's only made me crash once today where I ruined a jersey. Not necessarily the bike's fault, but I gotta tell you, this thing is just hard to beat. I just feel so much more comfortable on the forks on the front end of the KTM. Sam agrees. We've been chatting about it. That thing is just hard to beat. Also, the gearing on the Beta is probably fantastic for some guys, but as Sam and I have been discussing it here, the problem that I have with the really low first and second gear is that it's hard for me to carry the speed that I want on that bike in some of the tricky terrain, and it causes me to lose traction because I'm so high geared in first gear. I mean, I'm so low geared in first gear that RPMs are just kind of really high. I try to shift into second, and every once in a while, if it's really gnarly, second gear is too high for me, and so I end up back down in first gear and I blow traction out on that bike because of the really low gearing. It's probably the reason why I've moved away from the XCW line with KTM. On that bike, the XC line over there with KTM, I don't have that issue. First gear is a little bit higher and I can just carry my speed better, and when it gets really super nasty for me, it's not too high where I can't keep going. It's just kind of like the perfect mix for me. Now, it's going to be different for everybody. This bike is going to be fantastically perfect for so many people, especially if you're a little bit shorter than 6 feet tall. I think this is maybe the best bet for you. For me though, as much as there is a lot to like about it, I'm just not as comfortable on it as the Yurko or the KTM. And this bike's about to tip over here because it's sinking down in the mud. But it's a great bike. There's nothing, I mean, there's nothing terrible to say about it. Is there, Sam?
No, like you said, it is different, so I'm not as comfortable on it, but different can be good. Like you said, the shorter seat height really inspires confidence for guys that maybe are shorter, or in the really technical stuff, they feel like they can get a foot down easier. But I'm with you. The gearing is it's just too low, so you spin out, and so you can't get a good flow over obstacles. And like Kyle said, I totally agree with him on the reason why we moved away from the XCW is just because of that same gearing problem. Where the XC, it seems like in like a second gear hill climb or something, it has the right enough grip to keep the right amount of momentum. But ultimately, the Beta is good. It's solid. It has great power. The handling's great. Like we always say, like we do with some of the other bikes, it doesn't do anything bad. But the biggest thing is, like we said, is I just have a hard time feeling like I'm getting comfortable with it. Where, you know, we've talked about this in the past, where with like the 300XC, the 2017, you forget about the bike. Whereas with the Beta, I'm still thinking about the bike, what it's doing, trying to get it to work right for me. You know, and I know over time you would adjust a little bit more, but the fact is that I can just swing a leg over the 2017 300XC. It just makes me feel like I'm already there. You know, I'm already confident. There's nothing to adjust to.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've got now like 15-16 hours on the bike, so I'm giving it its fair shake, and I like it. I like it so much more than I did the first trip out on it. I just don't love it. You know, it's a solid bike. There's a ton of good stuff to say about it, but it isn't quite the perfect bike for me. For some guys it is. And it is solid package. There's nothing that they've done wrong with this. It's just not my favorite one. So I hope that doesn't sound too negative, but I just gotta get, that's one of the reasons why hopefully a lot of you guys are coming to the channel, is for honest reviews. There's nothing wrong with this bike. It's just not my favorite one. That's it.